Well, good day, Junior Tuckies, and welcome to this lesson dealing with organic chemistry for grade 10 level. What we are going to be doing is we're going to be going through our first question, question 1, as part of our worksheet. So get that booklet ready and follow me through question 1. So we're going to be looking firstly at the two multiple choice questions that we have as part of our worksheet, and more so than looking at the answers, it's more about how to answer these types of questions in a formal assessment. So we're going to do a bit of a question analysis quickly, and then we're going to look at each of these two questions and try and answer them as best we can. So the first thing when reading through the question 1 says to us here, various options are provided, as we can see, to the questions that are given. Choose the correct answer and write only the letter A to D next to the question number in your answer book. This is quite an important statement because a lot of students make the mistake of rewriting the option in their answer books. And because they haven't answered the actual question, which asks for the letter only, they won't get those marks. So we need to make sure that we are writing only the letter next to the question number in our answer book. So let's look at question 1.1. So it asks us here, sucrose is an example of, now we get our four options here, lipids, polysaccharides, monosaccharides, and disaccharides. I always tell my students, look at which options you can eliminate first. Okay, so looking at sucrose, what do we know about sucrose? Is it our simple sugar or is it a little bit more complex? So by eliminating the fact that we know sugar is definitely not a fat or a lipid, we can eliminate option A. Now we're looking at polysaccharides, monosaccharides, and disaccharides, all three of which are examples of sugars. Now this actually tests our knowledge of sucrose. What is sucrose here? Is it a single sugar? In other words, a monomer? No, definitely not one of those. Is it a polysaccharide or a disaccharide? So these are our two more complex sugars. Now we need to differentiate between these two. So sucrose is a combination of two glucose molecules. So thinking about that, for example, we can identify then disaccharide as being the correct answer because a polysaccharide is many monomers joined together chemically. So the answer here would be D. And we got to the answer D by firstly eliminating the options that we can exclude. That way we increase our chances of getting the multiple choice questions correct. Let's look at the next question, 1.2. These types of fat cause high cholesterol in a human's blood. Now our options A, B, C, and D, first one, unsaturated, saturated being option B, vegetable oils C, and fatty acids D. Now, what do we know about cholesterol, particularly high cholesterol, because that's what we're looking at here. We need to identify the type of fat that causes high cholesterol. Now, is high cholesterol a good or is it a bad thing for our body? Okay, well, hopefully you've realized that high cholesterol in the blood actually leads to some negative impacts on the body. First one being it increases the risk of two things. One, heart disease, and two, it increases the chances of having a stroke. So it is obviously a very, very bad thing for our body. So we need to limit these types of fats in our diet. Okay, now let's look at our options. Unsaturated fats, vegetable oils, and fatty acids, they are not going to be they are not the bad fats because our diet is actually made up of quite a lot of those. If we limit the saturated fat in our diet, we are going to reduce the high cholesterol present in the blood, okay, or present in the body. And then in doing that, we are also reducing the risk of heart disease and of the increased occurrences of a stroke. So I'm hoping that this video has helped you to better understand how to analyze multiple choice questions and then answer them. These simple steps are definitely going to increase the chances of you getting these answers correct in your formal assessment. Okay, well, thank you very much for joining me for this video. Please tune in for the other videos dealing with the questions firstly of the worksheet and then some of the theory videos dealing with organic chemistry for grade 10s. Thank you very much.